Alright, this is 7.3 homework help. Oops, sorry for the misspelling. Anywho, so when you have a square root and a square, so in this case we have the 7th root of x to the 49th, I'm going to write it as a fraction. So when you have a 7th root, that means you're going to have a 1/7 power. So I could think of this as x to the 49th in parentheses all raised to the 1/7 power. And then if I use my a to the n to the m rule, or my power rule of exponents, this becomes x to the 49 over 7. But of course we can reduce 49 and 7 to become x to the 7th. Alright, so that's what you need to do with those ones. That's why the radical stuff was in there, which was earlier in 7.3. Now, I had another question about simplifying radicals. And simplifying radicals is easy once you get it. And until you get it, it can be a little bit daunting. So, let's look at 18 first. Can I break 18 down? Can I prime factor it? And the answer is yeah, I can prime factor it. 18 is 2 times 9, and 9 is 3 times 3. Now, I always ask myself what's the smallest thing I can take out. So, 18 is divisible by 2, and 2 is smaller than any other prime number, so I divide 2 into it first. 2 times 9 gives me 18. And then 9, 2 doesn't go into it, but 3 goes into it 3 times. So 18 is 2 times 3 times 3. Now, when I'm doing a square root, I'm looking for a pair of numbers. I'm looking for two numbers to pull out of the radical. And in this case, the 3's happened twice. So from the radical, I'm going to pull a 3 out. And then the 2 is by itself, so I can't pull that out. On top, I now have 3 root 2. The 3 is what came out because I had to pair them, and the 2 stayed on the inside. Now let's rip apart 576. And this one's going to be a little bit longer, so excuse me if I run out of space. Alright, so we have 576. Well, 2 goes into that. 2 is 17. 8, 8. 2 goes into that, 144. 2 goes into that, 72. 2 goes into that, 36. 2 goes into that, 18. Hey, does that look familiar? 2 goes into that 9 times, 3 and 3. Now again, we're doing a square root, so I look for groups of size 2, so pairs of numbers. There's a pair of 3's. There's a pair of 2's. There's another pair of 2's, and there's another pair of 2's. So out of all these pairs, I'm going to pull out one from each group. So I pull out a 2, I pull out a 2, I pull out a 2, I pull out a 3. And if I multiply those together, I get 2, 4, 8, 24. So on the bottom, I have 24, and the radical went away because there's nothing that wasn't paired. Now, this of course isn't a complete answer. I need to reduce 3 and 24, and we know 3 goes into both of those. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 24 8 times. So my answer is square root of 2 over 8.